Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Travis RC. We are here in beautiful Savannah, Georgia. We're at the Phil Hurd Raceway for the first round of the JConcepts Outdoor National Series. This is going to be a really cool event. It's really the best of both worlds. Vintage and modern classes all running together, and we are on a outdoor dirt track on Georgia clay, and this is 10 scale, so this is really an old school sort of event. It's got an old school vibe to it for sure. Not that I know what that's like, but it feels old school, and that's cool. The track is going to be loose. I'm curious to see if it grooves up at all through qualifying going into the main day. But if you don't already know, basically JConcepts brought me out here, put me in a house for the week to basically just come hang out and do video, which is super rad. So big thank you to Jason, Allison, the whole JConcepts crew, everybody that we're pitting with. We're in the JConcepts tent. We're pitting with people like Ryan Mayfield and Spencer Rivkin, just right down from us, pitting next to Ryan Harris, and he's already given me a wealth of information since I met him last night. I'm really excited. Today is practice day. I've obviously never done 10 scale on dirt if you've been following the channel, and I've only been on dirt once ever, and that was for the one and only 8 scale race that I've gotten to do so far. So this is going to be a whole new experience. I am running Tyler Albert's B7D that he's letting me borrow for the week for this event. So big thank you to Tyler once again. They just put in a brand new layout at this track, so nobody's been on it yet. Practice opens up here in about an hour, and then we're gonna see what we can get figured out. We got Lefty over here and Danny Paz, the Elite RC team, is in the house, so they're going to be live streaming this race, so that'll be really neat. And we'll do a more detailed track walk here in a minute, but it looks really fun. And this is going to be pretty different for me because I've only done the one 8 scale race so far, so being up on a taller driver stand and the car is going to be further away, I'll have to get used to that a little bit. But yeah, this place is awesome. It's inside of a really nice park that's on the river here. We're right next to some pickleball courts. So like I said, there's a bunch of vintage classes. There's some modern classes. We're going to be running 17.5. So I'll make sure I get some of the practice in on the videos, and then primarily going to be the good stuff, the heats and the mains and everything that you guys want to see. So man, really excited to be here. This is nothing like I've ever been to before. Obviously, to this point, if you've been watching the channel, you know we've never been to an event like this, and hopefully more to come. So what we do need to do still is we need to get tires from the JConcepts folks. I brought no tires with me. I obviously don't have tires that would work on this track. Only got carpet tires. So we'll get some tires. We'll figure out what tires we even need. Get them mounted up. I've only mounted one set of tires ever, and they were 8 scale. So we'll get working on that, give it some time. I don't want to hit the track right away just because I think it's going to change very quickly. But after some cars are on it, then we'll get out here, get our practice in, and try to see what we can get figured out with my driving and with the car. I want to make sure that the car is going to be easy enough for me to drive that I can at least get around the track and then kind of have a base to try to build off of. All right, let's do a quick little track walk here. So we're coming down the straightaway. We're hooking in. This is a kind of a fun, kind of like a sweeping sort of bank turn, but then you're going to come in kind of tight. Got a small double right there. And then we're coming up. This looks like a nice tabletop. That's probably the biggest jump we got on this track here. Then we're gonna kind of snake around. So I think there's gonna be some technicality to this track for sure. It really varies from short runs, some elevations, some bumps, some more elevation stuff here. We're sweeping around, we're elevating around this turn, and then we got kind of a triple step down right here. So the step down I think could throw some people off, especially off this last one here. Curious to see how that goes. And then we're coming back up on elevation. Down a couple more steps here. And then we're rolling. We're on the throttle. I come up over this hill. And then we're kind of on the home stretch before the straight here. So a right-hander. And this could be a fun little section right here. Kind of roll up onto this table. And that might be a step down situation where you can hit the lander. Maybe, I guess depending on the car. And then we're rolling back around and down the straightaway. So that is a lap. And we'll do a quick driver stand check here. All right. driver's stand here at Phil Hurd Raceway. So yeah, you can see everything, no blind spots, which is nice. Obviously we get blind spots pretty often. So pit lane, they are doing a gas truck class here for 10 scale. I'd like to see if I could try to find somebody to pit for, just because I think that'd be fun. We got our VIP pits back here, the JConcepts pits, so we're back here somewhere. All right, it's a little disheveled, but here's the pit setup that we're rocking with here at the ONS race. Basically brought everything that I would normally have, and traveling with it was kind of a nightmare, but I'll go over that in the recap.
All right, so that's the pattern that gets it here a bit on the softer side. Okay. And then, I don't know if we need to glue yours, because we run 17.5, so you're not going to get as much gluing as a mod car. Sure. So, I'm kind of leaning towards, like, let's not glue it.
Four minutes left.
Do some donuts for all of us.
He was the Chipotle CEO or CEO. And they're like, how is Chipotle stopping?
25.8.
That was my time in Premiere, and then when I'm working through a thumbnail or a graphic and I need.
All right, I got some tires good up here thanks to the guidance of one Ryan Harris. So for the rear tires, we did a V-cut in the blocks, punched a bunch of holes in there, closed cell foams to try to make them as soft as possible. So that looks good. Open cell foams in the front rib tires here, double Ds on the rear, just some rib tires on the front. Nothing too crazy. It seems like it's going to be kind of the standard for two-wheel drive buggy, I guess, for the most part, at least for now. We'll see how much the track changes, and if we change that up, not 100% sure what that'll look like. Got them glued up thanks to the help with this Paragon Motorsports tire jig. If you guys haven't seen this, check it out. It made it look like I know how to glue tires, and this is literally the first time I've ever glued 10 scale tires, and it did a great job. You basically just put your tire in here like so, put this cap on, screw it down, and it'll peel the bead back from the wheel, allow you to glue it on, take it off, and then you're good to go. And then they also threw in some tire bands as well. So thank you to Paragon for sending that over. It's super slick. They have an 8 scale one as well that I do have that I'm going to be using all summer long. No more pre-mounts, guys, I promise. I know I've been yelled at before for that, so no more pre-mounts. So thanks, Paragon, for that. We're going to get the tires on the car here. We're going to go try to do some practice in a little bit. Let's do a little scope out here and see how the other cars are looking on the track. A couple vintage cars out here already. I think vintage is going to be a pretty big thing this weekend, which is awesome. And then here's a four-wheeler moving along. So, I don't know. Let's grab the B7D, try to do some practice, and see how it goes.
Are they the double Ds or the sprinters? Thank you. I need more theory out here.
29.5. Unknown driver. 4 minutes left.
Yeah, this is
48.9. $33.2. $36.8. $32.2. 31 flat. $35.7. $26.4 minutes left. 35.1. $32.3. $39.6. $29.4. $36.6.
It's going to be some great racing. I'd like to say a very special thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to Jason Ruona and everybody at JConcepts for...
Hey guys, what's going on? We're back here at the JConcepts ONS race. It's qualifying day, and they're just about to do race 6. I'm in race 10. Indy 17.5. Had to do a little bit of thrashing this morning. Did some different rear toe things that I should have done yesterday, but I did it incorrectly. And then just making sure I have everything correct so that I'll be good for tech. Other than that, mounted some other rear tires and then put a different wing on. So this is the 7-inch monster wing from JConcepts that I had ordered from A-Main, but it didn't show up in time because of the massive snowstorm that we got in Wisconsin over the weekend. So it's a beautiful day here at Phil Hurd, and my confidence level, I don't know where it's at yet. We're gonna see what the track does. They're going to do less watering today than they did yesterday, which is great because when the track's not very wet, there's a lot more traction, but they're trying to make it so that it doesn't really groove up. So, and I don't know if that's just because they're trying to keep like the vintageness to it, because that's how a lot of the tracks back in the day were before a lot of the tracks down in the south started adding different minerals and whatnot to try to preserve it, I guess. So that's where we're at right now. Percentage level of the confidence is maybe 65 to 70. So I just got to play it cool. I believe there's 10 people in the class. The track's big enough. Everybody's running at once. So we'll get a feel for what it's like to race against everybody, which will be nice. And it's going to be the same people every time. And we'll work together, hopefully, and we'll all do well. If I could do better than them, that's ideal. However, I can't expect that. But main goal, get around the track, don't crash.
There we go.
I think the track will be fairly dry by the time I go out, so curious to see if the toe changes that I did are going to be helpful, so I guess we'll find out. I just need to spin out less, and that's not as much of a car thing as much as I think it is a me thing. So we'll give it a shot, see how it goes, but wish me luck because I'm going to need it. Here we go.
Yep, I got 1 ticket left. 1 ticket left. All right, guys, here we go. Jason Ruona on the cone. There we go. Listen for your name and last day at 5.
I was like, oh, thanks, Roy. All right, plug it in so we can turn it on.
doing it for like half a Q.
Yeah, right. 0 and Charles. And we made a line right here coming out to volunteer marshal. That's at least the first time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come over, that was Jason Ruona, your TQ, EN 17.5 2-wheel drive pro stock.
15 seconds to start.
Got on my turn marshal lighter. All right, guys, looks like we're ready to go. Justin Hartman, you're going to go on a tone, followed by Mitch Yorkovich, Chat, Ruben, Brandon, Jason, Chris, Greg, Travis, and Patrick. Here we go, guys. Justin Hartman.
Going on the tone, everybody sits for your name in less than 5. Mitch, Chat, Ruben, Jason, Chris, Greg, Travis, and Patrick. All right, guys, 17.5 two-wheel drive Indy stock buggy. Coming up next. We'll put water again down after race 12. After race 12. Everybody get their first lap spin and we'll call them out. Race 11, you're going to be coming up next. Race number 12. You should be heading towards set.
Go, come on! Go out!
Well, it is confirmed and sad to say that unfortunately Mr. Chuck Norris has passed away. For those of you that may not know. For those of us that grew up in the 80s, that was one bad dude. 80s and 90s. Patrick Daisy right now leading the way on 11 lap 5:25, 1.2 seconds up on Travis Willa, who's in at number 2 spot. Travis 2.9 seconds up on Chris Hackerson, who's in the number 3. Mitch Yorkovich in the 4. Greg Dyer holding on to 5. Ruben Johnson working at 6. Justin Hartman in the 7. Chad Howard in the 8. Jason in the 9. 140 down, 3:20 left to go. Patrick with that top spot, 11 lap 5:21. That is the all-black buggy. Your race leader.
3 minutes left.
Working his way in through that first staircase, coming back up the hill. Onto the back section of the track. Here he comes onto the right-hand side, coming back towards start finish. Patrick, Travis, Chris, Mitch, and Greg for your top 5. Patrick Daisy creeping the cross line, working the left-hand side of the track, coming in through the berm turn. Down the tabletop right in front of the driver's stand, coming towards the wagon wheel. Travis Willa holding on that number 2 spot, 2.9 seconds in front of Chris Hackerson. Hackerson 2.3 seconds up on Yorkovich, who's in the number 3.
3 minutes left.
Thank you, Sean Moore, for your purchase of a raffle ticket. Chris Christensen, don't sweat it out. We always call, if you're watching online, don't worry about your long address. We always call the verified shipping addresses or emails before we send out any prizes. Don't sweat that. Thank you for your purchase, Paul Hedlund. Thank you as well for your purchase of a raffle ticket. Patrick, Travis, Chris, Mitch, and Chad, still your top 5. Patrick Daisy on 11 lap 5.
Sorry, Chris.
On Travis. Travis right now 3 seconds up on Chris Hackerson with just over 1 minute left to go. Braves number 11, 13.5 two-wheel drive short course. You are up next.
Seconds left.
It's Patrick, Travis, Chris, still 1, 2, and 3. It's separated now by 12 seconds as Patrick now opens up a 12-second lead on the field. Mitch Yorkovich all over the backside of Travis here for that number 2 spot.
30 seconds left.
He's done a lot of racing down in Florida. I'm trying to work his way to that number 3. We were coming over to grab the total car there for Chris
2
Atkinson.
minutes left.
Chris working his way down the back straightaway. That man likes to do some RC car racing. He signed up for, I think, 5 classes here this weekend. Or Miss Brooks, he's going to be give out doing 15 turn marshals here this weekend. Raffle tickets, guys, raffle tickets, we got them for sale online at elitercp.com, and then we also have the on-track raffle as well, so if you'd like to purchase a raffle ticket. We have several here in timing and scoring available. We have sold. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost 50 sold. We're getting there. 40, I'm sorry, we sold 40. Yeah, 40. I apologize. We sold 36 to be exact. Wait on transportation, Greg Dyer. Mr. Greg. Thank you to Greg Dyer for helping out the Elite RC production.
All right, round 1 recap. I hate to pull the word out so early, but that was much gooder than I expected, especially because there was water put down on the track right before I went out. And yesterday in practice, when the track was wetter, I was terrible. So I was really happy with that. I think I added a bunch of rear toe in, made a pill adjustment in the D block at the recommendation of Julian, that is across from me. Meant to do that yesterday, but did it wrong, so fixed it, added a bunch of rear toe in, and I think that's probably what did it. But I felt a lot of grip. I could drive with some confidence. I think there were 2 moments where I got my front end stuffed in the pipe, but other than that, held second for most of that race. Ended up in 3rd because, as you saw, the marshal didn't see me for a hot minute. I don't want to do anything with the car. I don't want to make any sort of changes whatsoever. I'm just very happy with how that went. And of course, just because I did well there doesn't mean I'm going to do necessarily well in 2 and 3. So I just got to build on what I did, be smooth, and I was very, very calm around lap traffic. Me and Chris were together for a lot of that, and I was just trying really hard not to mess him up because I don't want to screw his day up, but also if I screw somebody else up, that could screw me up, and I don't want to do those things. So just trying to be smooth and calm, and I was very calm during that, no nerves whatsoever. I get that during carpet racing a lot, so yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's a beautiful day in Georgia. The sun is shining. It's warm. It's not Wisconsin, so that's always a plus. And we're doing good. So we got the car cleaned up, so just going to try to chill out a little bit here and see what's going on. And we'll go into round 2 and see where we end up with that.
Isn't that what the
I
high
put
voltage
mine to stop at like 180.
Alrighty guys, here we go. Patrick on the tone message for your name at less than 5. Mitch, Travis, Chad, Jason, Greg, Justin, and Ruben. Alrighty guys, we are off and running. Race number 11 underway at 17.5. 2-wheel drive Indy stock buggy.
Definitely can't drive these things like an H-scale.
Oh no. Point and shoot?
Yeah. Oh! Right in front of Hero. Heck yeah.
There's Mitch Yorkovich right now leading away on 11 lap 520 after 1 lap. Travis Waller holding on to number 2 on the 10 lap 501. Justin Hartman into number 3 on the 10 lap 505. Chad Howard into number 4. Jason Mullinger in at number 5. Ruben Johnson in 6. Patrick in the 7. And Greg in the 8. Tight battle still top of the leaderboard here after 1 lap. 1.1 seconds. All the separating here with a long way still to go. 1 minute down. 4 minutes remaining. There's your race leader, Mitch Yorkovich, coming across the line with the top spot. 11 lap 525. Race number 12, 2-wheel drive modified buggy. You're coming up next.
Oh no, shit.
You got Mitch Yorkovich right now lead away, 5-second leader up on Ruben Johnson. Johnson 1.7 seconds up on Justin Hartman. Ruben just ran his fast lap race at a 29.8. Your race leader clicks off at 29.1.
I have too much steering.
3 minutes left.
And Yorkovich right now with a 12-second leader up on Patrick. Patrick 1.3 seconds now up on Ruben. Now Travis going to leapfrog everybody. He's going to move up to that number 2, put Patrick down to the 3. Jason Bollinger working the 4, and Ruben Johnson 5. It's tight right now for that 2, 3, 4, 5. Chad Howard right there in the 6, and Justin Hartman as well in the 7. They are currently separated here by about 3.5 seconds. Got Mitch Yorkovich right now leading away with a 10.1 second lead up on Travis. Travis 7/10 up on Patrick as Patrick keeping the pressure on Travis here in that number 2 spot with just over 2 minutes left to go. It's Mitch Yorkovich still on that 11-lap pace, 11-lap 5:28. He's 8.4 seconds up on the field with just over 1 minute left to go.
Oops, sorry.
1 minute left.
Mitch, Travis, Patrick, Chat, and Ruben right now for your top 5. Jason working in number 6 back, Greg in that 7, Justin Hartman in the 8. Everybody kind of starting to spread apart a little bit on the racetrack right now as the gaps are growing. Here comes your race leader working the right-hand side of the track, coming back towards start-finish. Now working the left-hand side of the track for your race leader. Right in front of the driver's stand. Here he comes in through the wagon wheel. Race 12, you're on deck. Water track again, guys, after 13. All right, guys, race clock has expired. Keep on your computer call. You done?
Patrick Daisy done. Jason Ruona done. Travis Willow done. Greg Dyer done.
Wait, now chat, Ruben and Justin.
Ruben Johnson done.
Now chat and Justin. 2 more to finish. Now chat, Howard. I'll be down here. And there we go, guys.
All right, round 2, not so bad. I was only a few seconds faster than I was in round 1, but it's still faster. 3rd place again, so as of right now, sitting 3rd overall. I'd like to be able to improve on it, maybe go 2nd. I know I can go faster. There was a little bit of an issue that we had in round 2. We went up to the driver's stand and the person that was watering the right side of the track really watered it. So that we all had to get off the stand. They had to do some maintenance, blow it off, wait for it to dry up a little bit. But when we went out, it was still a little slick. So the traction definitely changed from round 1 to 2. And I could have taken my time a little bit more to make a couple less mistakes. So for round 1 and 2, we were the first round immediately after a watering session. They're doing a really, really light water, and they're trying to keep from blue groove from forming, but I don't know if they're necessarily going to be able to completely eliminate the chance of blue groove happening, but the track's a lot faster, the car's a lot more controlled when there's less water on the track, as I mentioned earlier. So I'm hoping that for the third round, we are not the first race after watering happens. They've been watering every 3 rounds, and then after resorting the last one and the change in the watering schedule, it just happened to line up with us again. Hopefully that doesn't happen in round 3, but if it does, at least we should be fairly used to it, so it's really not a big deal. Overall, I'm pretty happy so far. I'm really not too far off the pace. Just got to make a couple less mistakes and we'll be good. If I could end up finishing second in this last heat, I'll be pretty stoked. I don't know if I should be expecting a second overall in qualifying, but either way, I want to take any improvement that I possibly can, because this is something that I'm not going to be able to do very often, and I think there's a lot of things that I'm learning that I can apply a little bit to carpet, but also a lot in 8 scale for sure, just in terms of the way to drive, how to kind of read the track a little bit better. Obviously, it's not going to be super similar, right? Because 10th scale, I'm doing 2-wheel drive. 8 scale is obviously going to be all 4-wheel drive, but I think there's still a lot of things that I can pick up out of here and take to the Midwest for 8 scale season. So I'm just going to hang out with all my geese friends back here. Race number 11, I think they're on 5 or 6 right now, so we got a little bit yet, but the car's completely ready, and hopefully it stays good for round 3. And overall, today's been really smooth. I really can't complain. And I've had so much help from the people in the JConcepts tent. I'm very, very fortunate and blessed to be able to be around them and just try to learn everything that I can from them. So let's end the day on a positive note and do some cool stuff in round 3.
So we're now, guys, let's get them all lined up.
Thank you. Thank you.
All righty, guys, here we go. Patrick on the tone. Left and 5. Hold on. Chat, you good?
Good.
Okay. Patrick on the tone, left and 5. Everybody, listen for your name. Mitch, Travis, Chat, Jason, Greg, Justin, and Ruben.
No!
All right, guys, race number 11 now underway. Race number 12, you're going to be coming up next. Greg Dyer right now leading the way.
Travis holding on at number 2, Chat working at number 3, Jason Bollinger in the 4, Patrick in at number 5. Greg right now with that top spot, 2.9 seconds up on Travis. Travis now 2.1 seconds up on Jason Bollinger. Your top 3 separated here by 5 seconds flat. Ruben Johnson streaking across the line into number 4 spot. 2.4 seconds now up on Jason.
No.
Patrick working into 5, Chat 6, Justin 7.
3 minutes left.
Thank you all so much for coming out to the 2026 inaugural season, round number 1 of the JConcepts ONS Series. Thank you so much to our sponsors, BeachRC.com, Coyote, Team Associated, S-Works, Elite RC Productions, Bombshell Racing, Trinity, Schumacher, RCSignup.com, Exalt, TLR, the No Name RC Podcast, Hobby Wing, Reedy, Protect, A-Main Hobbies, and thank you very much to Jason Ruona, Allison Ruona, Paul Wynn, Matt, Rich, and everybody back at JConcepts for their great support. and their efforts in organizing the JConcepts ONS series. Back to our roots, doing some outdoor, old school racing. 3 minutes down, 2 minutes left to go.
Minutes left.
Old school racing with new school flair. Here at the very historic Phil Hurd Raceway, as they are working on their 39th year of RC car racing. Been racing since 1987, and we need to have a big celebration next year. 40 years, it would be a huge event here at Tom Mayer Park in Savannah. Or maybe if we could get the park to give us some good racing and allow some overnight stays here at the park. That was allow us to do that. Greg Dyer right now leading the way, 7-second leader up on Travis Swallow. Swallow now 1.2 seconds up on Ruben Johnson. Johnson now 1/10 of a second up on Jason Bollinger. Bollinger 16 seconds up on Chad Howard. Race number 12, you are coming up next.
1 minute left.
Final 60 seconds here. In 17.5 two-wheel drive Indy stock. You got Greg Dyer out in front. Big shout out to Greg Dyer. He helped out the Elite RC production team. Set up everything on Wednesday. And Keenan and I arrived Wednesday, and we were beat. We were tired. We woke up Tuesday morning about 6 a.m. And we only got right at 2 hours, 2.5 hours of sleep from 6 a.m. Tuesday till about 9 p.m. Wednesday. There was not much napping going on. We were struggling. Our old age was really catching up with us. Greg Dyer right now leading the way, 5.4 second leader up on Ruben Johnson. Travis holding on to the number 3. As the race clock is about to expire, Greg has opened up a very comfortable lead on the field. All right, guys, race clock has expired. Going here to the party done. Back to the line, guys. You're all going to be done.
Johnson done. Jason Ruona done. Temporal done.
Dirt was a lot more loose, but that's the first time I've been out without fresh water too.
Oh, okay. There's just a couple like squirrel moments,
Yeah.
but other than that, the car looks good.
All right, round 3 was a little bit tougher. There wasn't any water, which was nice. I thought it would be nice, and that I would prefer that because at least yesterday when I was practicing, the drier the track was, the better I was able to drive. However, that was not the case for round 3 of qualifying. I haven't had the chance to look at my times or anything like that yet. 3rd place again. So 3 for 3 for 3rd place finishes. So that's consistent, I guess. I don't know what my consistency number was in that race. I feel like that might be the worst. Hopefully it's not under 90. If I could maintain at least 90, I think I'm capable of 95 based on past performances today. I just need to lock in, I guess. So the track without that little sprinkle of water, it was a lot more slick, especially if you weren't right in the right line. So I really had to be careful, and even when I was trying to be really careful, I wasn't careful enough sometimes. So try to apply that to tomorrow. I think they said double mains tomorrow, so we'll be out there twice. It's an A main. I believe there's only 10 of us, so they're not going to split it up more than that. It's a big enough track for all 10. Not sure what their watering strategy is and track maintenance schedule is for the main day tomorrow, but in any case, I'm overall pretty happy with how today has gone for qualifying. 3rd place finish every time out. I would think we're probably 3rd overall. I'll have to check when I get back to the house and see. Ryan Harris has been my ride so far this weekend. I really appreciate it. Ryan, you're wonderful. We're off to go grab some food and reevaluate. I don't know that I need to do anything with my car tonight. The car's been really consistent, handling well, and if I only got to go out 2 more times tomorrow, it'll probably be okay. But I'll talk to Ryan, see if I need to have a different game plan. I'm just not entirely sure. So we are off, and we'll see you in the morning for main day. Well, we've gotten the Chipotle that Ryan's been desiring.
Oh yeah, got to. Race day, Chipotle reset. It's a must.
El Pastor chicken's pretty good. I ordered El Pastor chicken. What I really got was a main entree of sour cream with a little bit of everything else I wanted. So, but I'm from the dairy state. Hey, you know, what are you gonna do?
Ooh, true.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning in Savannah, Georgia, and we are on our way to the main day at the JConcepts ONS series. And it's early. I feel like I didn't get enough sleep, so it's time for what I need, what you need. You know it. Your mother knows it. Your grandmother knows it. Your great-grandmother knows it. Even Ryan Stiles Harris knows it.
Yeah.
It's time for the caffeine check. Get this nice and, can I do this with one hand? Oh yeah, right there by the mic. It's a great sound. That might not be my only one, and I don't want any comments about too much caffeine. I get that already. Feeling somewhat confident this morning, I guess. I'm happy with 4th overall. I'm happy with, I guess, just the, I don't know if it's the consistency, or I feel pretty decent, I guess is the best way I can put it, about qualifying yesterday. And qualifying was a huge improvement over practice. So if I can improve day over day, hopefully I can get on the podium. That's the goal today. 5th is podium at these bigger races, it seems like. So there's 5 spots on that podium. I want to be up there when the day is over. But obviously I want to get better than 5th. So my biggest concern that I'm going to have today is the starts. You guys probably seen it. That's where I feel like I sometimes struggle. Sometimes I'm a little bit too timid, and I'm afraid that if I'm too aggressive, I'm just going to get tangled up with somebody. And there's enough good people in these mains today, and it's a double main, so we're going to be out 2 times. There's enough people in these races that 2 screw-ups, 3 screw-ups, sometimes maybe 1 screw-up, even if it's minor, is going to cost me. So we'll get to the track, get everything set up, and try to relax, see how everything goes, and try to keep calm. I've been relatively calm on the driver's stand. I haven't gotten shaky, which is surprising for like the level of event that this is. So if I can stay that way today, I'm feeling good. So we'll see you there.
And Cole Toller beginning to really battle it out here. Cole Toller giving up just a little bit of time. He's closing the gap back. Spencer Richmond coming in the start in the number 1 spot, going to lead the field. Running Colorado.
All right, so there's just a handful of races left before our first main event today. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the track, trying to see what it's going to do. I don't really know what their water or their maintenance schedule looks like yet. So I'm trying to get a gauge of how slick it's going to be and how I can kind of try to drive the car off the start. Like I said earlier, kind of the start of the race is my main concern, so I want to try to be as prepared for that as I can, and then I can kind of figure out the rest as I go. But I also do have a fresh set of rear tires that I'm going to throw in the car also, and just try to help me out a little bit there if there is a lack of traction. There's not a lot of wear on the tires that I've had on all weekend, but I want to try to give myself obviously the best chance possible, and if I have 2 new rear tires to throw on, I'm going to do it. So time to lock in. Time to get prepared, time to make sure battery voltage is correct so that we can pass tech. Just go over everything on the car, do a little quick nut and bolt, make sure that our wheels don't come off. That'd be the worst thing possible, especially in the double main event. And then we're gonna get to that first A main. Let's do it.
Patrick on the 1, Mitch on the 2, Greg on the 3, Travis on the 4, Ruben on the 5, Chad on the 6, Jason 7, Justin 8. Racers ready, Marshall's ready, everybody's going on the tone here in less than 5. Alrighty guys, we're off and running. Patrick gonna set Team Q after 3 rounds of qualifying yesterday. Here in 17.5, 2-wheel drive, Indy stock buggy.
That stretch is slippier than I thought it was going to be.
I wouldn't have minded a tad water.
Patrick, Mitch, Chat, 1, 2, and 3. They're separated now by 1.7 seconds here at top of the leaderboard. Ruben Johnson coming across line at number 4. Travis in the number 5. Greg Dyer in at number 6. Jason Bollinger in the 7. Justin Hartman in the number 8. With just over 4 minutes left to go, race number 20 going to be coming up next. We're going to water the track, guys, after the completion of race 19.
Oh my God.
4 minutes left.
sacrifice.
Patrick, Mitch, Chat, 1, 2, and 3. Travis holding on that number 4 spot. Jason in the 5. Greg in the 6. Justin Hartman in at number 7. Ruben in the 8. 130 down, 3:30 left to go. Patrick right now with a 2.5 second lead here on Chad Howard. Patrick right over that top spot, 4.6 seconds up on Chad. Mitch Yorkovich holding on that number 3, 2.3 seconds back. Travis holding on to the number 4, now 2.8 seconds back of the 3. Jason holding on to the 5. Greg in the number 6 spot. Jason Bollinger now 6.7 seconds back of the 4. You're halfway there, racers. 2:30 down, 2:30 remaining. Patrick Dacey, 4.6 seconds up on Chad Howard. Howard now 5.2 seconds up on Travis Wellows. Just over 2 minutes remaining. I don't have any close battles called right now. Everybody's kind of spread apart here on the track by 3 seconds or more. Here's Chad Howard now right now with that race lead from 6 on the starting grid. Chad makes the pass here on Patrick. Oh, they battling out now here in the wagon wheel. Patrick going to work his way back around Chad. Chad right there on his back bumper. Here they come over here on the left-hand side of the track. You guys going to put water down after this race. Going to water the track after this race. Got a 20-minute gas truck A final coming up next. Chad and Patrick trade position. Chad comes to profile 1.1 seconds behind Patrick. Patrick running that all-black Associated. Travis holding on that number 3 with Mitch and that number 4. 1:30 left to go, 1:30 remaining.
Track's fantastic. You can stay in the groove.
100%. That's the challenging part.
Patrick Dacey, 2.3 seconds up on Chad Howard. Travis holding on to the 3 spot with Mitch working in the number 4. With just over 50 seconds left to go, Travis and Mitch now battling out. They're separated by 1.9 seconds for that 3 and 4. Jason Bollinger, Jason Hartman, they're also going at it for 8/10 of a second, all separating them. It's 17.5 two-wheel drive Indy stock out on the track. We're going to water the track after this race. Water the track after this race. Race number 20 coming up next.
30 seconds left.
I'm going to give myself a heart attack when I go through that light.
Patrick, Chad, Travis, Mitch, and Jason still your top 5.
15 seconds left.
There's only 10 seconds left to go in the race. I will need 1 volunteer marshal on 9 for the next race. I'll need 1 volunteer marshal on 9 for the next race. Alrighty guys, race clock has expired. Keep going here to computer calling you done.
Justin Hartman done. Ruben Johnson done.
Race it back to the line, guys. You're all going to be done. Patrick Dacey going to take the race win. Patrick Ross needs you for interviews. Chad Howard going to come off in that number 2 spot. Travis in the number 3. Here comes Mitch Yorkovich. He's going to come off in the number 4 spot. That's the race. Everybody is done. Patrick, I need you for interviews.
Chad? Yeah, I'm sorry. That was an aggressive pass. It's good. No, it's cool.
Had to check in with Jason Ruona, and if you don't know who he is, he and his team are JConcepts. Obviously, I've only run JConcept tires, mostly JConcepts bodies. Obviously, almost everybody in RC probably has something JConcepts. Jason, can you tell us a little bit about the ONS series and why now is the right time to bring this to the racing world?
Well, we had some great momentum coming off the Worlds in Australia. Outdoor racing was really looking good out there. So I sent a text to Lance McDonald. I said, hey, I've been thinking about doing an outdoor series for 10 scale in the United States. And it didn't take 5 seconds. And he was back and said, all right, let's do it. So then we started on the locations, the dates, and everything that we could kind of come up with to organize the specifics. But the idea here is we have good racing with carpet. We have good racing on indoor tracks with slick tires. And we wanted to bring back some racing outdoors with pin tires. Because I feel like ultimately, I think the racers need to have 3 different variations of conditions in 10 scale for it to be successful overall. And I think that if we could bring this back successfully and inspire others to build their own tracks, either in the backyard or work with clubs or work with the county or the city to put in more 10 scale size tracks for outdoor. I think it's just going to be more healthy for 10 scale in general. Plus we have a big boom in vintage right now, and we incorporated vintage classes into this race. And there's some of the largest classes here, and it's probably some of the best to drive in these conditions as well.
So you guys are obviously putting a big emphasis on the vintage side of things. So why is the vintage so important to the racing scene now?
I think it's just the age of the racers. People my age in their 40s, getting into their 50s, those are the cars that they grew up with in the late 80s and early 90s. And they're coming back pretty strong now, and people my age are really interested in getting the cars from their childhood. And, I think that's what's going on right now. It's a big boom with the people that are that age range, and they want to relive these 80s and 90s moments. And the cars that Associated's putting out over and over again are giving racers the opportunity to get that one they always wanted. So, that's where we are right now. We need to offer some races for those cars to participate in. And the better that we can do with that and offer better races and conditions to do this, then the more popular it's going to be.
Excellent. This has been a blast so far. So big thank you to you and Ryan and the whole crew for bringing me in. This is incredible. Hope we can do it again sometime. But this thing caught my eye the second that I saw it. So obviously you now know I'm a monster truck guy. If you are new to the channel, or you may not know, I am a big monster truck guy. So this caught my eye. At first I'm like, wait, is that a quadbuster? Obviously it's not. We got a really short wheelbase, the scale 73-inch tires. Tell us about this vehicle and what it is.
So we got the JConcepts Reactor coming out. It could be as early as this coming week or the week after that. We're really looking forward to be out in March. We've been working on it for several years. It's a stage 2 retro monster truck for viewers that aren't familiar. That was sort of the golden age of the beginning of the racing of the monster trucks, was the late 80s and early 90s. They had leaf springs, and the trucks were rather heavy, partial fiberglass bodies or part steel, part fiberglass, or right towards the end they got to entire fiberglass bodies. But to me, that was the golden age for me as a kid. It's the reason I got into RC in the first place, was monster trucks. And so eventually we wanted to offer a truck that everybody could build out of the box and have that truck that they see in the pictures. So for us, what we had happen lots of times is a lot of racers would say, hey, I like the way that truck looks, but how do I get one? So our response was always difficult, because it's like, well, you have to get a clodbuster, and then you get this and our conversion kit. And so now I think the idea is, I think what you can buy the Reactor in the 10.75 wheelbase or the 13-inch wheelbase with the leaf springs, and it's got a transmission front and rear. It's got ball diffs. It's got oil-filled shocks, 8 of them. It's a very racy inspired vehicle. Very racy inspired vehicle. This one looks a little special because I made this one really short. It's 9.75-inch wheelbase, and we put the 73 golden 73 tires on here, which replicate the old big tires like ran in the old days on the I call this little lithium because there was little barefoot and there was all these little small size, mid-size pickup trucks.
I'll put a couple pictures in the video here with the truck with 73-inch tires, and you guys can kind of see how true to form that Reactor really is with those tires.
Yeah, so we did the 975 wheelbase for the more cartoon look, like the little mini monster trucks that they did. You know, Little Barefoot was one of them, Lone Ranger, and, you know, those type of trucks that use that style body with the big tires. But yeah, when we go a little racing, we go to the 1075 or the 13-inch wheelbase with the more commonly seen monster truck tire, which is a 6.6 inches. And then there's a little more racy from there. This is a little bit more show, a little more fun for crushing. You can see we did a video where I drove around the actual track out here with it, which was fun and kind of garnered a lot of interest there. But yeah, we're looking forward to getting this thing out, and it's definitely like a passion project for me and all the monster truck fans that we bump into all the time.
And what are the best places for people to go and buy the JConcepts Reactor monster truck?
It's going to be directly on jconcepts.net or through A-Main Hobbies. A-Main Hobbies is our exclusive North American distributor. So if you're a hobby shop anywhere in America and throughout the world, you can order from A-Main, or you can order from us directly at JConcepts. We also service dealers directly too, so that's kind of the channels right now.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Finished A-Main #1 in third, which I'm not upset with. You know, we came up a spot from where we started. Pretty rough beginning. My favorite part was when I punted myself off the backstretch. That was really neat. But we're going to do a full shock rebuild. Ryan was looking at the car driving around as he was marshaling, and he said, it looks like they're a little dead. So we're going to try to maximize our potential here by rebuilding the shocks and making them do more work for me. So let's do that. All right, we got the shocks rebuilt. It was a little bit of a tighter turnaround than I would have liked, but that's okay. It's done. Hopefully I can keep my nerves down on this, because if I can, I'm gonna be fine. They put some water down in the last race, and we are in 2 races. So grip, maybe there will be some, but maybe not. Sometimes there's grip when it's wet, and sometimes there's grip when it's dry, and sometimes it's totally the opposite. So time for the second A-Main, and hopefully we can get the results that we're hoping for.
Everybody's done. Race number 34 going to be coming up next. Race 34. I'm going to need a volunteer marshal. I only had 6 on the stand. I'll need a volunteer for 6, 8, and 9. 6, 8, 9. Need 3 volunteers, please. Marshals ready. Everybody's going on the cone here in less than 5. It's going to be Patrick going to lead them off here at the start. Patrick took the win in A-Main #1. He'll look to wrap it up here in A2. Top 5 in every class and TQ will receive award.
Thank you.
Over here on the left-hand side of the track for lap #1, now down the back straightaway to go. Mitch Yorkovich holding on that #2 spot. Keeping tabs with our race leader here. Oh no, Mitch rolls it upside down. He's great. Get together, and that's going to be Travis now up to that #2 spot, Mitch in the #3, Ruben in the 4, Chat to the 5. It's going to be Patrick, Travis, Mitch, Ruben, and Chad Howard right now for your top 5. Travis now just in front of Mitch Yorkovich by 7/10 of a second. You're 1 minute down, 4 minutes left to go. Oh, we got one under with the body knocked sideways on it. It's jammed up pretty good, so it should stay on. The body does come off. You do got to get the body put back on. This is a spec class, so you do got to have your body on. Patrick right now with that top spot, 130 down, 3:30 left to go. Patrick right now leading the way 2 seconds up on Mitch. Mitch 1.5 seconds up on Travis. Chad Howard holding on that number 4 spot. You're now 2 minutes down, 3 minutes remaining. Patrick 2.7 seconds up on Travis. Travis now finds himself 2.6 seconds up on Mitch Jordan. Chad Howard all over the backside of Mitch last time by the line. Halfway there, racing 2:30 down, 2:30 left to go. Now it's a 3-car battle for that number 2 between Travis, Mitch, and Chad. Travis is the one with that body kind of kicked up on the side as he exits the wagon wheel, coming in dead center of the track. On to the top left-hand side for your second place running buggy. Patrick in that all black. Oh, no, let's look at the fight. Here we go, take it, Jerome.
Watching the damn race.
3 minutes down, 2 minutes left to go.
left.
Patrick, Travis, Mitch, Chat, Ruben, Greg, Jason, and Justin. Right now your running order with 90 seconds left to go. Race number 35, two-wheel drive modified buggy A3 coming up next. Oh, Travis sticks it into the pipe. Doesn't allow Mitch Jorkovich now to slip past. Mitch not going to make the pass. He's going to move up to the number 2. Patrick still leading the way over here on the right-hand side of the track with 45 seconds left to go. Mitch Jorkovich is closing that gap. It is now down to only 2.3 seconds. Going to come in through the wagon wheel for 1 and 2. That all-black buggy with the yellow wheel, clear wing, holding on to the top spot. Down the back straightaway he goes with 25 seconds remaining. One more lap to go. Here for Patrick. On to the right-hand side of the track, coming down the front straight. They're coming across the start-finish line with the race lead in. Looking to take the win overall here. 17.5, two-wheel drive, Indy stock buggy. Mitch Jorkovich holding on to number 2. Scott Howard in at number 3. Ruben in a 4, and Travis in a 5. Race clock expires. Here comes Patrick down the back straightaway. He's got about a 2-second lead here right now on Mitch. One more corner to go across the line. It's going to be Patrick Dacey taking the race win, and Mitch Jordan is going to come on in at number 2 spot. Mitch closed that gap down all the way to 7/10 of a second. He was coming on strong there at the end. Wait on Chat, Ruben, and Travis. 3 more to finish. Wait on Ruben and there's Travis, wait on Ruben, and there we go, guys. That's the race. Everybody is done. Race number 34 in the books. Patrick takes the win overall. Mitch going to come on 2. Chat going to finish up in the 3 overall. And I lost the 3 to say who goes.
Isn't this like the coolest thing ever? This is my first piece of hardware at all in RC racing, and it came from a national event backed by major RC companies at a really cool historical RC track. What an absolutely wild experience. I can't understate that enough. First of all, a major thank you to Jason and Allison and Ryan Harris for coming up with the idea to even invite me in the first place. Jason and Allison for putting me in an Airbnb with a few other guys. We were in the house with Ryan. We were in there with Chris Hackinson and Brooke. And if you don't know Chris or have heard of him, check him out on Facebook. He's an absolute madman. He posts a lot of good stuff all the time. He signed up for like 5 or 6 classes at ONS, which is just insane. And also, good luck to you, Chris, at Psycho Nitro Blast this weekend. We're also in there with Dirk Anderson and his wife of the Old School RC Facebook group. That's a pretty big group for even current stuff as well, so make sure you check out that group. We're in the house also with Jeff, who did a lot of the social media for JConcepts through the weekend and did a lot of the photography for them as well, and he got some really cool shots of our car, well, Tyler's car. So thank you, Jeff, for that. Going into this experience, I had some anxiety, or a lot of anxiety, just because I wasn't going to know anybody. I've never done anything like this. I've never been to such a big event. I just didn't really know what I was getting into. And mentally, I had to get over that. But once we got settled in at the track, started doing laps, everything started coming around. And I can't say enough of a thank you to Tyler Aubert of Team Associated, who borrowed me this B7D. The thing had a really good baseline setup. The only changes that I made were I added more rear toe in, put on a different wing. He had 2 shock towers on here. I took one of them off and put some spacers in between the shock tower and the shock as well, just to keep that same shock angle that he had, but tried to give it a little bit more flexibility in that back end. But outside of that, springs felt fine. Shock oil felt fine. I didn't make any like camber or front toe adjustments at all. Everything worked flawlessly with this car. It's got a bunch of reedy electronics in it, which I've never used before. So all of that came from Tyler. The only thing I had to put in here was a transponder, a receiver, and my Gens Ace 6,000 milliamp batteries. Now, I'm not going to sit here and bore you with technicalities of the results or anything like that. I'm going to tell you we took 3rd in every heat. We took 3rd in the first A main, and we took 4th in the second A main, and that secured us a 4th position podium spot. I'm incredibly proud of this, especially for it being my first piece of hardware in RC racing. So the car was flawless. Lance McDonald and the entire Elite RC group, they ran an incredible program. It was tight, it was right, and we were out of there 2 or 3 hours earlier on main day than what they even expected. There's a lot to take away from this event, like I mentioned earlier. That is especially, I think, going to carry over to 8 scale, which is coming up really, really soon. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the results. I mean, to go into my second ever dirt race, first with 2-wheel drive, first with 10 scale, and to be able to run as well as I did. Now, granted, it could have been better, but I'm probably always going to say that no matter how I do. I couldn't be happier with how everything turned out. Getting that podium spot, being able to race in a class where it's not necessarily an intermediate or a novice class or whatever, like I typically run in for the most part on carpet. The independent class just means we don't have chassis sponsors. So there are a lot of fast guys at your local tracks that don't have a chassis sponsor. So being able to adapt to dirt somewhat relatively easily, quickly, or at least a lot better than I was expecting to, I think just kind of shows the growth and just being able to kind of read the situation that we're in and going with it. Try to take everything in stride. I got a lot of help and a lot of advice from a lot of the folks under that JConcepts tent. So I want to say thank you to Julian with JConcepts. He looked over the car, gave me some advice as well, but I can't thank Ryan Harris enough, A, for having the idea to bring me down there, but B, for being really kind of my go-to resource. And not only was I asking him questions, but even when he was incredibly busy running 3 classes, rebuilding shocks, mounting new tires, it seems like all the time, he was still looking over and checking in, like, how's your car feel? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Do you think your car needs anything? Let me see if I can find something that you need to do with your car. Thank you, Ryan, for all of that, for driving me around, and just for being that resource that I don't think I would have been able to do very well without. So thank you. If you guys are watching this video, I'm sure you're aware of Ryan's channel, but if not, check it out. I'll put a link in the description below. You guys need to watch his stuff. Just because I'm so grateful, another round of thank yous to Tyler Aubert for the car, Jason and Allison at JConcepts, Dirk Anderson, Jeff from JConcepts, Chris Hackinson, Julian, Ryan Harris, and most importantly, my wife, because she is really the team manager, the team owner, and everything that I do with this, I run by her. She supports me 110%. We talk about the financials of everything because, as you guys probably know, it's not the cheapest thing in the world to get into and to maintain. There's nobody I can thank more than my beautiful wife, Kelly. I love you very much. Hopefully, I'm not forgetting to thank anybody that's important in all of this. Just everybody at the event was incredible. First class, second to none, super nice, super welcoming, inviting, and just helpful overall. And one of the biggest surprises was while I was down there were a few people, even down in Georgia, that would come up to me and say, hey, I recognize you from YouTube, or I watch your stuff all the time, whatever the case may be. There's a gentleman named Jason that I met, who is a local guy down there. Patrick, who kind of dominated my class when I first saw him, he said, hey, I recognize you. I was watching you on YouTube last night. And there was a gentleman who lives about an hour away from Savannah that came down to check out the event, knew that we were going to be there because he watches the videos all the time and comments on them. So to the Widowmakers, it was awesome to meet you guys. Thanks for taking a photo. I'll post that up here as well. So I just want to make sure you all know how much I appreciate you for taking the time out of your very busy lives to watch even a second of my content. It's not lost on me that you guys are really making this happen. Your views, your likes, your subscribes, like they are all contributing to what's going on here, not only so that it helps support my racing program, but the goal with the channel is to help newer people in the hobby that basically are in the same boat as me. I started doing this YouTube channel because I was trying to find somebody that was documenting their process of getting started in RC racing so I could kind of identify with somebody and try to learn from them. I couldn't find that. That's what this channel is about. And even people that know what they're doing in the hobby still watch this channel for some reason. I don't know why, but I thank all of you for any second of watch time that you spend on my content. And of course, I need to thank Gens Ace for their support on the battery program. Make sure you check out Gens Ace for the best bang of the buck that you can get as an RC racer. Also to Pete at fiercercsolutions.com for the best online RC racing deals. And I'm also happy to announce that I've gained one more sponsor. I've talked about them in videos in the past. My decals, my battery charger wrap, my transmitter wrap, my pit mat, it was all made by Suction Stickers. Make sure you check out Suction Stickers. They're only on Facebook. They are an awesome husband and wife team that do everything together. They're great with communication. They're great with getting you exactly what you want, and their lead times are much better than other people in the industry. So make sure you check out Suction Stickers on Facebook. Let them know what you need for decals. Let them know what you need for wraps, pit mats. They even do t-shirts and hoodies as well. So go to their Facebook page, send them a message, place an order, but please make sure you tell them that Travis RC sent you. Now, as far as 10 scale season goes, the snow is gone. Still kind of waiting for it to warm up outside a little bit, but we're winding down on 10 scale right now. That race took kind of a lot of energy to make happen, and I'm trying to look forward and take extra time to get prepared for 8 scale season. So don't forget to check out the Facebook page as well. Travis RC, I'll put a link for it down below in the description. But don't forget to like, comment, share, but most importantly, subscribe, because like I said, 8 scale season is coming up really quick. There's a lot of great stuff going on for it that you guys are gonna really want to see, I promise. So one more time, thank you to JConcepts and the ONS crew for making this happen. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to my wife, Kelly. But most importantly, thank you to you guys for making this happen. And I will see you in the next one. Just kidding. This isn't the end of the video. If you're one of the real ones and really stuck it out to the very last second of this video, I'm going to share a little secret with you guys. First things first, you might have seen the post I made where I made an April Fool's joke saying that I was getting a nitro buggy. It's not a joke. I'm getting a nitro buggy. Also, we bought a camper. These two particular little pieces of news are pretty major events in what's about to happen this year. More details coming up in the next video. All right, now it's really the end of the video. See you guys.